20 minutes after that, so
Yeah.
I was kind of
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Did you get? Oh, I thought you got shapes.
Who got shapes?
You were like, I want shapes, but we're gonna do the show.
I want shapes, but also my throat.
Oh, all right.
So,
What do you do? You
Mohawk.
faux mohawk.
Mohawk.
what's that?
Faux Mohawk.
It's really difficult to do when there you go.
You just have to keep moving.
Jared, move around quickly.
So, Jared,
earthquake. Not a joke here.
all right, Jared, I have a legit question for you.
Yes, sir.
We have a cherry red Tesla floating in space.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, I'm skipping that one.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. But this is a legit question. Like, I don't know the answer to this. It's likely not going to stay cherry red.
It won't.
Right? It's gonna get bleached out and turn
Yeah,
white.
just like
But
as
why
a car.
would it turn white?
Why would it? What's it?
Why would it turn white?
Because the exposure to ultraviolet radiation is
because
gonna.
the pigments break
gonna
down as
destroy
a
the
result
paint.
of solar radiation.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's gonna
sure,
bleach.
but
It's gonna bleach the car.
is
Yeah.
it? But is it like doesn't
Yes.
that assume that the basis of the paint itself started off as white?
No, it just bleaches. It's just like the American flags up on the moon. The exposure to solar radiation, they're white now.
Sure, but the
No way in
original
heck they're
fabric
still-
had some sort of white in it.
Yeah.
It had to be colored red or blue. The original paint it didn't start off as white, is my point.
Well, I don't think it's necessarily that it's peeling off that paint. It's that it's extracting the color because of that the solar radiation, like you said, right? That's what's happening. It's like when you bleach clothes. Well, I guess I don't know. Maybe I'm not explaining it well.
No, I mean, no. I understand.
it
I
might-
understand. That part I
things-
get, but I just want to make sure, like
All
that.
things begin as white.
Do
and then,
they?
Yeah. So all things begin as white, and then
Do
from white
they?
you get to black. Yeah. So that's how pigment essentially works.
I'm
right? So-
unsure of the methods that are used to actually paint a Tesla Roadster. So I do not know.
But
That's
assuming-
my
okay,
initial
I would
question.
imagine-
Sure, assuming that, yes, I'm totally on board.
would
I'm
imagine-
positive it's going to turn white.
I'm pretty confident that the
Like,
pigment will
this
obviously-
isn't white.
Yes, but that's not being exposed.
That's
Someone
not
said
painted.
all things don't
That's also
start
not
white.
painted. That's metals.
In the beginning, there was white.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
There was
asking.
metals. This is metals.
You're right. That's a metal. There's no paint on that. If you were to
Yeah.
paint it, let's say you were to paint it red, you would have a white base that you apply red to create the red paint.
But
which you
Yeah,
then-
so like a
You
great
on
example
it-
of this, I have this sticker on my roof rack for my Jeep, and it's faded
Sure,
because it's been exposed to radiation.
right.
So it's faded.
Right.
So it's lost its pigment.
Sure, but it also started on paper.
That's a good question
did.
because
That's my point.
Its base is white vinyl.
I can't hear what that is saying. So what's the argument?
He's saying that the base is white vinyl on that. That's where I'm going. I'm like, I understand the concept of it bleaching out and all that other fun stuff. Like that makes sense to me. But I'm just wondering if the base layer of that car, that whatever goes onto that metal, if
right,
that
let's
started
just
off.
assume that
So I don't know what primer does when it's exposed to solar radiation because nobody's put primer in space
Even
before.
if it doesn't go to white, let's just go. Let's just say it goes to shiny metal instead.
Sure.
Does the reflectivity of the car then increase so that it would be easier to spot, or
Donna just said something very important.
His car's made of carbon fiber.
Yeah, it's made out of carbon fiber.
It wouldn't
isn't
go
it?
to shiny.
Doesn't the Tesla Roadster all carbon fiber?
I don't believe so.
Like
no,
a carbon fiber body?
I'm gonna Google this.
There's carbon fiber panels on
What
it, though,
is
There's
right?
carbon fiber on it, but I don't believe it's all carbon fiber. No.
The structure, I think, is carbon fiber and aluminum.
Yeah, that's going to break.
Carbon
The
fiber
carbon
and
fiber
aluminum?
will absolutely break down.
Yeah,
So,
I don't
yeah,
believe
that's going to break
it's a
down
load.
in
It's
years.
a Lotus.
Will it just
right?
break down
So-
like a basket breaks down? Like,
Yes.
see what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah.
break up into particles.
The resin inside of the carbon fiber will degrade to the point where it just crumbles and falls apart, and it will leave the woven fibers of the carbon together with no structure to them. So it will just be a wobbly mess of like
Okay,
carbon
so,
in this
uh,
basket.
So
It'll just be by himself.
But the whole car is not. It's
the
a
whole-
Lotus frame. First off, right, and the Lotus frame is not carbon fiber.
Yes,
Okay.
but they've
So-
made changes to it, didn't they?
Yes, they did make changes to it.
I
in their-
apologize. I didn't actually mean to go down this tangent, but at the same time, like I feel like the basis of the assumption might be incorrect.
No, I think the basis assumption is correct, and we're going into details that are irrelevant. Which is the basis is it's going to become a brighter object, one way or another,
In
right?
theory.
No, it's going to become a brighter object. So it's even if it breaks apart and goes to its bare metal, it's going to be brighter than the dark cherry red. Even if it breaks apart and it's just a metal frame, it's still going to be brighter than that dark cherry red.
Sure.
Or if it goes to white, it's going to be brighter than a dark cherry red. In all scenarios, it's going to be a brighter object.
It's sure, but by the time it comes back and is brighter because it's closer to the sun when we can see it, it may not be as big either.
Each Tesla Roadster that rolls off the production line sports a skin made of lightweight carbon fiber and epoxy composite that took 2 years of design, prototyping, test, redesign, test, meetings, and arguments to develop.
Okay, Donna's basically saying that you're wrong. It's all carbon fiber. Anyway,
It's not all carbon fiber.
sure.
Someone
great.
may have
The
written that,
Tesla
I can tell you
website
for
says
certain.
it.
It is not all carbon fiber. At a minimum of the frame.
Sure,
The Tesla
frame-
website says
Sure, but
that the skin is carbon fiber.
Sure,
body's
great.
carbon
now
fiber.
Great. So we're going down an avenue that's irrelevant to this conversation. So the frame, like the whole thing strips away, and you're left with a freaking frame that's all metal and bright and shiny. Cool. So the point is still the same, people.
It's
now
shiny,
you've
but
got
it's
a
smaller.
bright, shiny. Okay, never mind.
It will not be visible from
Doesn't
okay.
matter. Never
telescopes
mind.
here.
It doesn't matter.
So-
We'll move on. I retract the question.
Even attached to the
I
second
retract
stage.
the question.
With as
I
bright as
retract
the
the
second
question.
stage is, it's not.
Question's
gonna-
retracted officially.
So, Ben is wrong.
I think Ben is wrong because he's Athena and I'm Ben. So he's, I guess, okay to be wrong right now.
That should
He's
be
not
okay.
Ben, I'm Ben.
Right. So, I mean, we can just do this without him. But he doesn't have an ear anyway,
What
so
is
it's
this?
okay.
What are we doing?
He says, here, we'll do it like this, and you can post it on the thing. As the red of the Roadster basically cooks off the car and turns white, will the Roadster be easier to see from Earth or just getting too far too fast?
Too far, too fast, too small, not bright enough. There you go.
So we still answer Ben's question anyway.
So,
Still
yeah.
probably be able to spot the upper stage though.
Potentially not. So we'll have to see.
So
I really do want to see how long we can hang with in tracking it. Because I just want to put this out there. The light that you're seeing from those images of it is not coming from light reflecting off of the Roadster. Because the Roadster's itty bitty compared to the upper stage of the rocket.
Yeah.
You're seeing light reflecting off of the second stage of the Falcon Heavy. So
What Ben is referring to is that the chassis of a Lotus Elise and therefore a Tesla Roadster is made from a bunch of pieces of aluminum that are glued and screwed together. But
Be
then
right back, guys.
the
Sorry.
body, the bit that is painted cherry red, is all carbon fiber. And so I believe his argument is that the sun will erode through the paint so that you show the skin. I don't think that that's necessarily true. My question initially on Twitter, which I think is kind of what sparked most of this, is how long is it going to take the sun to degrade the pigments of the paint until it becomes white? It's going to bleach the paint white. So I don't think it's going. The exposure from the sun of the carbon fiber body would degrade the carbon fiber, degrade the resin in the carbon fiber, only if it's exposed. So there's that portion up above in front of the windshield that's just carbon fiber with like a clear coat on it.
Yeah.
That's going to become just a wobbly basket of carbon fiber with no structure to it. But the parts that are painted, I think, are still going to be protected enough so that it will retain its structure, but it's not going to remain cherry red. It will eventually become white. So how long before it becomes white?
I don't know.
I mean, I guess it depends also on where it is and where it's orbiting. I guess when it starts to get closer to the sun is when it's just going to start turning, I guess, white a lot faster. I have no idea. Where is it right now? It's like mad far.
How long did the
It's like
camera
past
last?
Van Allen. The cameras, I think
Cameras
they
only lasted
died
12 hours.
like after, yeah.
Yeah.
It was like
I was gonna say that can
really
tell us
quick.
actually when it's gonna change.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
But if it only lasted 12 hours,
Yeah, I keep rewatching like the Starman live video, pretending like it's live.
Jazz throw out, that's hilarious. This is fast becoming the dress discussion.
The dress discussion. Oh my gosh.
Is the car
Is it
red
black
or is
or
it white? Is it a wobbly basket or not?
That's funny.
Side right says, if I can get it, there you go. Someone here had it right, I think. CF, I assume carbon fiber, will blacken, not whiten, like, I can't say that word.
Carbonaceous chondrite.
Thank you.
That's a type of
to both of you, because I
type of meteorite. So
can't even with that one.
they're pretty cool. So
what the tires on the car? Are they not?
Those will break down for sure.
Those will definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Scott says asteroids are dark blackish or red. And
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
All right.
Red's a little more Kuiper belt than asteroids, but it is possible. There are some asteroids that are very red in color, which tells us that there's organics that have been exposed to radiation, which means that they've turned red. So, but this is not the same type of stuff that's actually on the Tesla. So completely different kind of
different material
different
makeup.
kind of carbon chains and things like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah.
I think that if it starts to get like really close to the sun, I feel like I just picture it turning into this like plasma forming around it, and it turning into a comet, even though it's not going to have where it is right now, obviously. But I think when it starts to get closer to like, I guess, if it does get closer to the sun, I don't actually know, because like I said, I think it is going to be just an Earth-Mars like orbit, but close to Mars. But I want to be on it. Well, okay, not really, but I do want to see what happens to the spaceman, though.
Yeah.
Like, that's cool, how long the spacesuit will last. I bet it's also like a test, too, that he's doing, just to see how long the spacesuit might last, also. And, you know, its durability. But, yeah. Maybe someone will be in the passenger seat by the time it comes back. That would be so creepy.
A little weird.
It's just sitting there.
There's 2 of them now.
I have an idea for a secret space mission. Fly out, remove the spacesuit, move it to the passenger seat, and then do that.
Scare everyone. Oh, man.
That is funny.
That's funny. That's great. Yeah.
Oumuamua, which is the interstellar asteroid, it was kind of brownish red. So, which is what's expected when you're exposed to radiation.
Oh, yeah. You talked about that, what was that, last week? 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, we talked about that.
We did talk about that. And I remember talking about it.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Okay. So, let's see. Mike is gone.
I'm going to say what's happening. I just got really
You have a space pod, though, yeah?
I do.
Do you want to do that?
Sure.
Yeah. Back says apparently there's a towel in the glove box.
Yes, there is.
Really? You put a towel in the glove box?
I mean,
why a towel?
yeah, because of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Ah, yes. Towel in the glove
Don't
box.
panic.
Don't panic. I thought that was funny.
That was cute.
Printed in large, friendly letters too, so which is very important. So.
Alrighty. Okay, so if you're doing a space pod, then I will move out of your way.
Okay.
Because
Should I just stay here?
Sure. Look,
Cool.
you've got a camera and everything.
Who's ready?
You are not in the shot, so you can totally stay if you like.
Yeah, you're good where you're at. So, who's ready to watch me try to do this? So, do I need to move or anything, Dada, or?
No, you could just look at the right camera.
What if Oumuamua is like a semi-truck from another,
It's just like gathered.
like some other
Now it looks
billionaire in a system far away, just like chucked on the first flight of his interstellar rocket?
Then I guess we have to ask Planetary Resources to go to Oumuamua and then dig out the semi-truck from a completely different other millionaire, billionaire person who did it on their.
So, Jazz already said that in the chat room. So, sorry. Sorry.
I mean, you never know.
Guess I'm not original. So. Anyways,
Yes, that is the one that sort of looked like a turd.
yeah, it looked like a poop. Although I thought it looked a little more like a, so. But that's just me.
A cigar,
So.
right? That's what I said too.
Yeah, you could say it's a cigar.
Yeah, I was calling it a cigar like
Yeah, that's what we'll call it. Yeah.
Okay. Are you ready, Stooge?
So, anyways, yeah, I'm ready to talk about me being wrong, potentially. So, all right. Everybody ready? That was weird. Like, everybody looked up at the same time. I saw from like my peripheral. Everybody was just like,
Jared!
it was like,
You're
focus.
the only one who needs to be ready.
Oh my gosh, that was so.
You feel like you're outnumbered by women or something?
I mean, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with that. So, anyways.
Pressure.
Sorry. God, I hate it. All right. In my time at Tomorrow, I've discussed dark matter, that mysterious.
Yeah, sure is. Look at you.
Yeah, it's mysterious. I can't even speak about it.
Sorry, my retard laugh came in.
No, you're fine. In my time at Tomorrow, I've talked a lot about dark matter, that mysterious, unseen force in our universe. We can see its gravitational influence, but we can't see any light from any wavelength in the electromagnetic spectrum coming from it. Well, a study was recently sent out that may change how we think about dark matter. And this is your Space Pod for February 22nd, 2018. There you go, see? Sometimes I just have to focus. So, hopefully that's University of Basel. So, I didn't look up how to pronounce that. So, doggone it. University of Basel, B-A-S-E-L. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. Someone in the chat room will absolutely correct me while we wait for the phone to to be quiet. So. Dork matter. I like that. Where'd I go? Oh, right, I'm right there. Oh, are we just gonna start right there, Dada? Are you cool with that? Yeah, sure, I'm down with that. So, Basil, thank you. All right, here we go. Dark matter and our present understanding of it works more often than not in our models of the universe. But this recently published study by the University of Basel's Department of Physics has thrown a wrench in our gears. They focus specifically on structures known as dwarf galaxies. It's not uncommon for a large galaxy to have one, even several. Our own Milky Way has the Large and Small Magellanic Clouds orbiting us, and the overall structure of the universe tells us that dark matter should be lumped about all over the place, not evenly distributed. This affects not just the large-scale universe, but also the smaller stuff as well. Of course, smaller stuff here being on a galactic scale. Now, galaxies should be flung apart if there was no dark matter, but they stay together. This shows us dark matter's gravitational influence is an actual tangible thing. But this study published in the journal Science earlier this month gave us an unexpected result. These satellite galaxies are expected to orbit completely independent of the galaxy they're under the gravitational influence of. They're supposed to be distributed completely randomly. But with a very detailed observational period of Centaurus A, a bright elliptical galaxy 13 million light years away from us, astronomers observed the small satellite galaxies in orbit around it to find exactly which trajectory they were following. They expected to find them, of course, in random orbital distribution, but they weren't. Of the 16 satellite galaxies orbiting Centaurus A, 14 of them were all orbiting together in the same trajectory. This does not align with our current models, as they predicted that only 0.5% of all satellite galaxies would be doing exactly what we've observed in nature. And coincidence of this is unlikely, as this is the third parent galaxy we've seen with aligned satellite galaxies orbiting it when we include our own Milky Way and our local neighbor Andromeda. Now, competing models of the universe may agree in certain areas, but completely disagree in others. And conflicting ideas within our fundamental understanding of the nature of the universe, they're not really cause for concern, but they are a cause for even more careful observation, which will hopefully yield us a better understanding overall. Now, thanks for watching this Space Pod, and don't forget to check out this previous week's episode, Orbit 11.07. We talk about NASA's upcoming budget, the proposals from the White House, and what we think Congress may do with that, and the numbers and nuts and bolts of that budget as well. And don't forget to like and subscribe to us, and tune in to our live show every Saturday at 1800 Coordinated Universal Time. So, until the next Space Pod, keep exploring. How was that?
Good.
Did that do good? I did it good. I did it good. I did it good. All right.
Good job. All right.
All you make, fire when ready.
Okay. All right, take one. This piece. This past week on Tomorrow Live, we talked about the upcoming budget requests for NASA for fiscal year 2019. But for this space pod, I wanted to talk about the U.S. Air Force's budget request for fiscal year 2019, which establishes a program for small satellite launchers and will have a dedicated funding over 5 years of about $192 million. And this would be so that the Air Force would have assured access to space. This is your space pod for Tuesday, February 21st, 2018. Not the 21st, the 20th. Ugh. Do that again. This past week on Tomorrow Live, we talked about the upcoming budget requests for NASA for fiscal year 2019. But for this space pod, I wanted to talk about the United States Air Force budget request for 2019, which establishes a program for small satellite launchers, which would have a dedicated funding of about $192 million over a 5-year period to ensure access to space for the United States Air Force. This is your space pod for Tuesday, February 20th, 2018.
Do you want me to start on the image, or you start back with you?
No, we can start. We can start from me and then go to the image.
Copy. Go ahead.
Give me just a second here. Now, the Air Force says that this small satellite launch program complements their Evolved Expendable Launch Vehicle program, or EELV program, which supports the launch of larger satellites. And for this program, they're going to be developing it over these several years to be able to have assured access to space. And this builds on a couple of programs that the Air Force and the DoD have been working on already. Now, one of the programs that happened just last year was a experiment where they're launching an experimental satellite under the space test program that the Air Force has. And signed back in November, they had a contract to fly one of the space test programs on Virgin Orbit's Launcher 1 sometime in 2019. The Launcher 1 vehicle, of course, uses a modified Boeing 747 aircraft as a mobile launch pad for Launcher 1 to lift small rockets. Virgin Orbit's Launcher 1 is designed to have a 660-pound satellite lofted to low Earth orbit, but could launch from essentially anywhere in the world. And here's an updated pic of the progress that they have made on one of the first Launcher 1 rockets, which is coming along nicely, and hopefully they'll be able to do the first test flight of that later this year. Now, companies like Virgin Orbit and also Straddle Launch have set up dedicated services for the national security market. Straddle Launch is developing the world's largest aircraft platform with plans to launch Orbital ATK's Pegasus vehicles into space. And the important thing to understand about this program and the potential for Virgin Orbit and Straddle Launch to use it is that the Air Force is not going to be buying rockets individually, but is going to be acquiring an entire launch service from the private sector. And the budget forecasts around $47 million the first year in 2019, $11 million in 2020, $57 million in 2021, $12 million in 2022, and $63 million in 2023. The Air Force's small launch vehicle program would cover payloads that are going to be up to 8,000 pounds. So depending on what sort of other capabilities might come forward for this program, they might be able to fulfill the requirements to have a rapidly executable mission that would be able to launch in a short term's notice and would be able to launch from multiple locations. Thus, the idea that Virgin Orbit and Straddle Launch could potentially be lined up for this program very well. But we will see how this mission, or rather what other companies come forward and whether the capabilities might be able to work hand in hand with this. And I, for one, would love to see some other type of rockets, whether they be orbital ATK or someone else's rocket, flying with the straddle launch system to get this type of money for this up to the 8,000-pound capacity. But in any case, that's all that I wanted to talk about for this. Be sure to check out our last live show, Orbit 11.07, where we talked about the 2019 budget requests, at least from the White House, for NASA. And be sure to check that out and all of our live shows that happen every Saturday at 1800 Coordinated Universal Time. Don't be sure to like, subscribe, and support us if you can on patreon.com or makersupport.com. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Space Mike, and until the next time, keep moving onwards and upwards, and don't forget, Ad Astra, to the stars.
Mike, nicely done. Boy.
Got it.
Ta-da!
Yay.
Somebody earlier in the chat room said that Mike makes this look easy. I think I think you guys both make it look really easy.
It ain't easy.
I remember doing this stuff, and there was such a terror.
It is not easy whatsoever.
It's easier when you have covering shots and you can kind of sit there for a second and just sort of read the words that are on your screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's.
Also, I wasn't laughing today because I'm kind of like sick. So everything, speaking hurts.
What's your shirt size, Jared?
What's up?
What's your shirt size?
I'm a 2X. Because I got broad shoulders. Not because of all the beer I've had.
Sure. We'll go with that.
The sound effects.
We're very professional on this show.
Oh, that was so funny. I sent the vitamin to the group chat
thank you.
in Discord. Yeah.
I
Guys
need
better
to
get it.
figure out what I'm going to go
I'll
eat.
just order from Amazon and ship like 15 of them here.
Probably just a good
They're
idea
literally the
anyway.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Hold on. Sorry.
They're the best.
Knowing us.
They'll never run out.
What's up? What's up?
So is this after dark?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, oh, okay. I know we did it before.
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
I have peace in my good ear,
When
so.
we go from
what do you wanna do?
space to
Just do
science,
that?
Oh,
we
I
kind of
don't- I
just
don't
like
care.
do that immediately.
It's like
I'm
usually
hungry.
directly,
And then
yeah.
it's like a
I'll just
really
hug you.
long day, so we just sort of cut things off and go, cool, peace.
Yeah.
What's up?
Because right now would be when we'd
They
be
wouldn't
doing
have been-
science.
Yep.
Oh, jeez.
So now the next one's gonna be the 13th.
Don't do
I
that.
think. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I'm excited. I gotta
It's
start
bad for you.
writing.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the topics?
I think I'm missing one.
It'll be fun. Oh God. T-shirts unite.
You said next week Alan Stern's on?
Here today.
Yeah.
That's going to be so awesome.
Oh, that's March 24th. Sorry, just kidding. Don't mind me. I was like, don't we also have somebody else coming into studio? Different 24th. Sometimes I forget that the weekends, like pretty much the
No
first
dying, Jared.
28
I'm trying.
days of March fall exactly in line as the 28 days in February.
Yeah.
And
Isn't
so that
cool?
screws me up sometimes because it's like, oh no, the weekend of the 24th. Like, wait, the weekend of the 24th?
Didn't that just happen? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about the Alan Stern mission.
so good.
Yeah.
We're talking to him just because the story of getting New Horizons to actually become a mission is like incredible.
Oh no, I'm not crazy.
So-
That is February 24th.
What?
Are you talking about the
The email chain?
yeah
For
Yes.
Loretta?
yeah
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're double booked. That's correct.
Okay.
She knows.
Okay.
Wait.
Just double checking.
She's just coming on for a few minutes, going to talk about Yuri.
All right.
Bro.
I will
oh my
not forget
gosh.
the chat. So.
I'm like working with her. I'm gonna be hosting it this year.
Nice. You're
Yeah.
a visitor.
Yeah, I'm an ambassador. I'm like so excited. I was gonna be on stage and I was like, I
All
don't
right,
know
come
about
back
that,
next.
but
Come back
yeah.
next week. You'll do a quick 5 down sit.
Oh my
5 down minute with
gosh.
Loretta. We'll do a
Yeah.
little like what's Yuri's night. We'll go into news.
So excited.
We'll go into Alan Stern's interview and then we'll do comments, or we'll do her in comments. I don't know yet. I think I'm
That's
missing a box of
exciting.
shirts. Wasn't there a third box?
I didn't think there was a third box, but I guess there could have been a third box.
Because I
got
don't seem to
shirts?
have
Yeah.
the double
Did you-
XL.
Here.
I won't forget the chat. I'm much better now than I was a very long time ago. At least I hope I am. So.
Okay. I haven't met Haley, but
Yeah, I haven't either.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I was literally just on the phone with them like 2 days ago.
Nice.
Kind of going over everything.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Yay.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Here, right?
It's gonna be. That's gonna be a fun one.
Oh man, I'm so excited. I'm so ready. Yes.
1701, yes.
I know, I just saw that too.
Athena, you had a question directed at you. If you want to address that,
You
you
took
don't have
part in. You said something. Yeah. So it was for Ferdinand. It was NASA Socials. So you probably heard of it. A lot of people tend to do the NASA Socials program. It's for social media users. You send them like an application talking about, first of all, I guess why you like space and just a little bit about you and your social media channel, whatever it is you kind of have. And yeah, and I applied. And I ended up going for the Gozar Weather Satellite.
Nice.
Last.
I actually met Dutta at a NASA social.
Really?
That's
I
how
love
me and
those
Dutta
things.
met.
Which one did you do?
Dryden, which was the first one. Back when I'm sorry, Armstrong. Back when it was called Dryden. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was so awesome.
Yeah, that was sick. Remember how everybody saw the door that said access only SR-71 personnel?
Yes.
And everybody just stopped, and people were like trying to go in that door. And the NASA people were with us. They're like, no, keep moving.
Do they still have one in there?
Yeah, that was so cool.
So cool.
So I appreciated the sonic boom they gave us.
And
as
we all got to sit in the cockpit of an F-18 and take our picture. It was freaking
my
amazing.
Yeah, that was sick.
That's
So
cool.
I don't fit.
I don't either. So
That sounds so fun. I love
My
it.
Yeah.
NASA social was also. No.
Yeah, but yours was like photobombed by a space shuttle. Shenanigans.
Yeah.
just a minor.
I was,
Oh my gosh.
I was drooling as I was hanging over the fence at that one.
We weren't at the same social.
Well, no, I went up during your social. I went up to Gemini Road and was taking pictures.
Yeah.
Me and 500 of my closest friends being closely scrutinized by guard security as they would pass by every 5 minutes.
Dude, yeah, did they check your, like, all your stuff that you brought in your car for your... Yeah, they checked ours, man. I had to open up my trunk. I had, like, a suitcase in there because I think I was just on a trip or something right beforehand or something like that. They made me open up my suitcase. I was like, it's just underwear, dude. Like, the dogs had to sniff everything. Like, it was crazy.
So we were parked on the east side of the road, and there was a couple cars that would stop on the west side of the road, and they would go, "You're not supposed to be over here," and have them like usher on and move along and get on the east side of the road.
Wow.
And there was people that would cross the road and go start walking on the dunes, and you were allowed like 50 feet into the dirt or whatever, and they would and if you went any farther than that, they would come and tap you on the shoulder and go, "Hey, you're supposed to be back on the other side."
Wow.
So yeah, it was interesting.
Interesting. And then when Ben and I were able to go down to the media site for the last few space shuttle launches, we had the NASA social, they were NASA tweet ups back in the day, that were right next to us.
I love that.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
You guys went as media.
Yeah.
Okay, that's so
Nice.
cool. Yeah, we were on the causeway right next to Al Roker and stuff. I was
Awesome.
like, there literally was just like a thin little like piece of plastic separating us. I was
Yep.
like, I can easily just say I'm media and be like, okay, I'm ready to cover the launch now. That would have been cool. That's so cool. I've never seen any of the shuttle launches.
I was trying to get into the tweet up tent, which is how I found you guys.
Oh, yeah?
The tweet up tent.
That's hilarious.
I love that name.
I wanted to go to a shuttle launch, but you know.
That was when I joined Twitter. It was November 2010,
Yeah.
Nice.
and I joined Twitter because I started seeing tweet up, shuttle launch, tweet up tent. I'm like, oh, how do you get in there? So
Was that 133?
135. Oh yeah, 133. I'm sorry.
Which is
Yeah.
the never-ending tweet up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I note that I was there in November and not February.
Delayed so much.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a
delayed
long-
forever. There's
that
so
was
many
a
good
long
stories
one.
that came out of that one, though. Like, Space Cake came over.
Endless barbecue.
Yeah, the Endless Barbecue. Space Cake came over. She's in London, I want to say now. But she came over to the States to see, she got into the NASA tweet up. And then, it was like if she went back home, she couldn't afford to come back again, essentially. So she just kind of couch surfed all over the U.S. Until that finally went.
Wow.
Yeah, which is just insanity. That was totally crazy. And we ended up on the couch of Chris Radcliffe for a Space Up. She came to a Space Up in San Diego that year as well. Well, I guess not technically that year, it was next year by then. Yeah, it was,
That sounds so fun. Can we do that?
Yeah.
Can we like make our own?
I don't see why not.
That would be so much fun.
Right?
I like and couch surf and stuff. We gotta travel. We gotta do that. Let's do it. Let's go road tripping, guys. I'm gonna learn how to drive. Then I'm gonna get a giant truck, and then we're all gonna just drive around.
Yes, totally.
It's a big truck.
Wait, you don't know how to drive?
No. I mean, I can't.
Donnie could teach you.
She moved here from New York. She's
I know.
I know. I mean, I've done it, but like in like wheatgrass fields and illegally, kind of, I guess. I mean, not really illegally, but like, because I was like I have my permit. I've always had a permit, but I've never like actually driven on roads and like in streets, just in like cornfields, which is weird because I'm from New York, but like.
It's kind of funny when you put it that way, yeah.
Yeah, well, I would visit my dad, so then he would teach me how to drive. But yeah, I know, I need to learn. Yeah, I'm gonna do it soon. I've been dreaming about it. I also had a dream I was chased by someone with a chainsaw last night. It was really weird.
Don't do that.
Really weird.
Not
It
as
was
much fun.
super random. I was like, ah. And I woke up, I was like, okay, gotta get ready.
That's so funny.
I don't understand dreams. They're weird, but.
You get your license, you need somebody to teach you how to drive a stick, let me know.
Oh yeah, that's what I've been wanting to learn. I know, to someone who just said, you can't go to space unless you learn to drive first. Yes, I know. Yes, I'm going to space one day. I know it. I just don't know how I'm gonna get there, but I'll make a plan. Drive.
Mike, in case you care, Will in Woods says, can you give us a tour of Mike's setup sometime? Just, you know, doesn't have to be now, just something to think about.
Be very brief tour.
Yeah. I assume it's a lot like Lisa's tour whenever she sets up the camera webcam
here's
thing
my
in the
hotel room.
closet.
That was so cool. I've been loving her stuff. What she's
Yes.
been doing. Oh my gosh, it's so cool.
Yeah.
The high seas.
Yeah, she updated us on breakfast not that long ago.
Oh really?
Yeah. Let's see
I
if she
wonder what
tweeted about it.
Let me check her Instagram.
Yeah, because she has a Google website set up so she can kind of like update that. Where'd it go? That was
Oh yeah.
Neat.
Oh wait, the cake. That's what I saw. Yeah, it
Oh,
was her
yeah.
birthday.
Yep.
That's so cool.
Not everybody gets to turn 25 on Mars.
That's
Yeah, well, you know.
amazing. That's so cool.
Very, very cool. Excited for her. There was a High Seas video package that went out. I'm going to find it because it's going to bother me now. There we go.
Well,
Yes.
I think I'm pretty tired and hungry. So
Not a problem.
Go for it.
Go right ahead.
good show today, guys. Thank you.
Absolutely.
thank
Great
you
job today,
Yeah, it
Mike.
was
That was some
fun.
good stuff.
Yeah.
for helping out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See it.
Bye, Mike.
All right.
Bye, Mike.
See you guys
later.
Have a great rest of your week.
You too.
Enjoy.
Does the earpiece hurt after a while?
Yes, a little bit.
It does? Okay, so it's fine then, right? Because it felt fine until
Yeah.
like an hour
Yeah.
passed. Okay.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure
yeah,
I was
I
like-
keep kind of half adjusting mine.
Yeah, I
It's
just had it kind of sitting in
right at the edge. Right.
I started feeling it like here, like a tension, and I'm like, because it was just like a lot of
Interesting.
pressure.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That I do not have.
No, so maybe I should just. Do you think she was saying like if it's uncomfortable, it's not going to get better over time? So I don't know if we should just have her redo it. Or...
Yeah, maybe. I know as like the older they get, they shrink a little bit, which I
Oh, do they?
remembered
Okay.
ever so slightly when I put the new one in and was like, oh wow, that's a thing.
Oh, it feels so good to pull it.
Yeah, when I took it out earlier, I was like, It's like when I take airplane ears off once I get off the plane. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
it's great because I literally can't fly without them, or else my head will explode.
What are airplane ears?
They're little earplugs that go in, but they have a tiny little vibrating like piece inside of it, a little piece of plastic that when you're taxiing, like it starts to slowly vibrate to help break up the pressure in your ear.
Oh, cool.
So that you don't get
Nice.
that airplane ear thing. There's like a few names for it. Weird names too.
Note the Disneyland cup with her breakfast. When she was here last, she was like, I just decided I had to have one.
What is this website?
Well, because she can't directly tweet, is my understanding, or something like that. So she's got to go through this other thing. And so it popped up in my Twitter account like this. And when you click on that, you get this little like tweet email thing.
I haven't been on Twitter in a while. I remember when Twitter like was first. Well, actually, I don't remember when Twitter was first like created, but I remember when for me it was. It was, I think 2011 is when I joined.
Yeah, I'm coming up on my 10th anniversary on Twitter in April. So it's gonna be.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
The first thing I just saw on Twitter was Elon Musk. He said my new Roadster or my new
Toaster?
Tesla.
Yeah.
Oh, did he say toaster?
Toaster, yeah.
I don't know. I totally
how
read
well
that as
it's toasted,
Roadster, as Tesla Roadster.
Sarah
Which is
showed me
because
that last night.
I
so-
have
That's fair.
a Darth Vader humidifier at home.
Do you
and I literally
really?
was just showing my friend last night. I was like,
so
look at
funny.
this. And it looks exactly like this.
You got to look at the other. He's got a couple of pictures that go with it. Yeah, there's
Oh my
light
gosh,
side
this
and
looks
dark
just
side.
like my humidifier. I have to attach an image somehow to him and be
That's
like,
so
this is
amazing.
like my humidifier. That is craziness. Yeah, I got it right after Christmas for Bed Bath & Beyond. It was like 50% off too. I was like,
That's
yes.
amazing.
Yeah, it's so dry out here, so. I was
Yes,
like,
yes,
need
it is.
humidity.
Yep.
But it looks just like this. That's so funny.
That is funny.
Oh my gosh. Except like he doesn't have, his head is actually covered because I don't need to toast anything. Oh my gosh. That's really funny.
Does it just come out of his mouthpiece? That's kind of what I want.
What the
The
toast?
humidity.
Oh, the humidity. No, so he actually, it has on top of the helmet, because the helmet comes off and like that's where the tank is full of water. But there's a little slit on the top. Here, I have like videos and stuff where you can see it. Because all my
sounds
videos
amazing.
I do with them in the side. So this is, oh wait, I don't think it's gonna load. Okay, wait, let me get another video. I have like no storage on my computer. I'm trying to.
Hey, Donna, could you mute me
everything
real
on
quick?
Drive.
I'm gonna cough.
All right, so that's
Good now, thank
the humidifier.
Oh my god.
It looks just like his
Yeah, it
toaster.
does.
And it's
That's
just like right
excellent.
up here, there's like a little slit, and that's where the humidity comes off, and the whole helmet comes off, and then you like refill it with water.
so good.
It's the best thing ever.
But does it have eyebrows?
Eyebrows?
Yes. When you take the helmet off, are the eyebrows still there or are they gone?
No, they go
singed
with
off.
it.
What's
They
wrong
go
with
with
you?
it. I think you can see the lids. You still have the eyes and the creases, but yeah, but that's really funny. Oh my gosh, I want to really find a way to attach this photo to like his post. Oh, I can do that. Oh my gosh. Okay, wait. I'm so gonna do this right now. I'm scared.
Man of Sand asked if do tomorrow people ever show up on NASA's space flight forum?
I'm there.
Yeah.
So I just don't comment because most people on NASA spaceflight forums are a lot smarter than I am, and I'm like really big on listening to people who are a lot smarter than I am.
And that's why I'm not there, is because I don't understand anything.
I'm actually not. I don't think I've ever gone on there.
Yeah.
Ben Credible, maybe. Ben Credible, are
Ben
you
may
still
be there.
listening? Passively, do you ever go on NASA's spaceflight forum?
I read, I don't write.
Copy. So yes, but no, but yes, but no.
Yeah,
There you go.
I read it. I'll check in a couple times a day because especially L2. L2 is worth it. So it is so nice. I love L2. So it's good. So
He's really into it. He's unpacking boxes.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
God, it's so good. Nice one, Badger. My username on NASA spaceflight is just my name, so I'm unoriginal.
How impressive.
I know, right? Most impressive.
I'm gonna start hanging out on here. Wow. I just went to the website.
If you really want to learn a
on
lot of
here a
stuff, the NASA spaceflight forums are
Yeah.
amazing. But if you say something wrong on there, there's going to be like 20 to 30 people who are going to correct you on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Man of Sam said nearly the exact same thing. If you say something wrong on NASA's Spaceflight Forum, they will correct the hell out of you.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's good because you don't want to be wrong.
Right. Smokey Jerk says, Jared, explain your shirt. It is very cool.
It's the legacy historical logo for the Soviet/Russian aerospace manufacturer Sukhoi. I think it's how you pronounce it. I'm not sure. I think it's Sukhoi.
Do you know how to type it?
Yes.
Oh, Alex Physics, that's funny.
If I'm wrong, the chat room will correct me for sure.
Probably. Is their logo normally in purple?
No, I like purple.
Yeah, no, I
Purple's
don't have
cool.
anything against purple. I was just curious.
Yeah,
Like,
and
that was a
Sukhoi
very,
still exists. They have they're still a company, so that's how it's pronounced. Cool. So, and those of you who watched last week noticed that I had a Tupolev shirt on as well, which is another. It was the legacy logo of another Soviet-Russian aircraft manufacturer. So, I think it's pretty cool. So. I also got other ones. I got a Supermarine shirt. I got a Lockheed, old OG 1930s Lockheed shirt with the star on the wing and everything.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
that one's
that's
made a couple appearances.
Yes. So.
Wow. I gotta step up my game. Shirts. Mine actually says strong independent variable.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yes. So that's like the geek. That's being covered in Michael Jackson jacket, but yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm at the shop where you guys shop.
Okay, some people are saying I'm doing it correctly. Other people are saying that I'm doing it wrong.
Okay.
So,
Sugoi
Sugoi?
as opposed to Sukhoi?
Because I don't know Russian, so unfortunately.
Apparently, according to Jazz Throwout, Sukhoi is pronounced the
Jesus,
Klingon way.
Please. Please do. So. Oh my God.
Send me the text.
That's funny. All right.
It is fun. Just lost so many comments.
Yeah, no, it's.
How many people are like in this right now?
Let's see. I see a
86.
user list of.
Hi, everyone.
87.
87 people.
Hi, Internet. It's nice to see you.
It's cool. I don't know what to talk about.
Okay, everybody's saying I'm correct.
Yo no sé nada.
But you're not saying it right.
Lo siento.
No, but there's like a ton of people that are saying I'm correct.
Correct.
I'm correct, but there's also an equal number of people saying I'm incorrect.
Why don't we?
Well, then you do you.
Can we have
boo.
consensus, please?
You do you.
So, jeez.
So uneven, guys. Can we all just agree?
Make up your mind.
Space Vogel is asking Athena to show off your pins.
Oh, okay. So this is a tomorrow pin here. Oh my gosh. Wait, where do I go?
This
That one. No, I know, it's difficult.
So should I like go up to the camera?
If you like.
Okay, wait.
I don't know how
This
much
is
it'll
so
focus.
difficult. That's a tomorrow pin. And then I have a space shuttle. And then I have STS-120. And that's all I have right now. And then this is a necklace of the moon and it has my name on it.
You
But
said
this is Space Shuttle.
STS-120?
STS-120, yeah, it was a recargo mission to the ISS. I think it was Space Shuttle Discovery. And who's on it? You got Wilson and, oh my gosh, I can't read upside down. There's a lot of people on there.
What
Yeah,
would you say is
STS-120.
your favorite orbiter?
I guess the last one, Endeavour. I really like the Endeavour a lot.
Yeah.
Because I just like everything that kind of came out of the Endeavour, and also like the Endeavour was the first shuttle I saw that actually went to space. So was it? Yes, it was. Yeah, and then I saw Discovery and I like freaked out. I was like, oh my gosh. But yeah, because I always like was working at the Intrepid in New York where we have the Enterprise, but I never went to space. So I was always like looking at this like perfectly polished, you know, unused. Well, it was used. It was used, you know, just for.
That was an important thing
It was
to
super
work with.
important. Yeah, the
So-
vibration test that I went through and everything.
I just, you know, I just want to let you
What?
know who you have employed here.
You're wrong.
Did you just like not even ask that on the application? Like,
didn't.
I feel like that's maybe a thing that should go on future applications.
The best orbiter was OB-104. That's Atlantis.
Atlantis.
Atlantis was the
And-
best
and-
orbiter.
Okay.
And now the correct answer
What-
to that
what
is
is-
why.
What's the reason for this?
What is the reason for this?
It was the most amazing. First off, it was the shuttle that ended the entire program. It was the very last shuttle.
So
to
it
fly.
killed the program. Got it.
Well,
Go
no,
on.
it was the final flight. It was the main milestone.
It was
for the,
so terrible they decided to kill the program.
No, actually, they were going to not end on Atlantis, but they realized they needed to end on a high note, and so they chose Atlantis
They
to
realized
end
if it's
on.
going to
note.
die anyway,
High
just
note.
Wasn't the
throw
fact
the
that they
sick,
were like-
sad, terrible shuttle at it. Is that what you're saying?
So
I'm going to
also,
Google every single thing about Atlantis.
yeah,
and I'm going to look up.
also,
yes.
it's
yes.
hard.
It's hard to
Somebody's
defend
having to-
Atlantis.
somebody's
Yes, I
having
can't
to back
imagine.
up.
How weird.
I'm having to remember my arguments from back in the day because
I mean,
brain's gonna
considering
have
that
to
all of them look
cash
the
those
same,
checks
I
your
can
mouth
see
keeps
why you would have
writing.
trouble telling them
Bite your
apart.
tongue.
Oh wait, that's Top. You've never seen Top Gun. You don't.
Yes.
7 cool things you did not know about Space Shuttle Atlantis. But I'm not going to read them. To
I
you.
mean,
Space Shuttle
Number
Atlantis
one
did
looks
not.
just like the other ones.
Unlike the
Number
other,
two.
Unlike the other orbiters, Space Shuttle Atlantis did not require the station to shuttle transfer system.
You mean it never got that upgrade?
No, I mean it did not require it. It was able to run on its own.
Sure.
Okay.
They just
Right.
wanted to let it die on its own. Got
Right.
it. Keep
Right,
going.
exactly.
Sure.
Exactly.
Yep.
Space Shuttle Atlantis was not a Franken shuttle. It was the last shuttle built from all original parts.
Columbia was the first one built from all original parts.
I don't buy Discovery.
I can't hear him. Columbia was what?
Columbia was the first one built from other parts. Go on.
No,
That
first
is-
one built from all original parts.
All original
Oh,
parts.
right, yes, but Atlantis was the last one. It was like the newest orbiter built from all original parts.
So the baby who couldn't do anything on its own. That's
no, baby who
adorable.
did everything on its own. It didn't, unlike.
I mean, just because we didn't ask much of it doesn't mean that it did it all on its own.
who was it? It was Discovery, right? It wasn't a diva. It would actually be able.
Discovery was a diva.
Discovery was a
Discovery
diva.
was a
Discovery
diva.
would be.
Let's all
you'd
be
roll
honest.
Discovery out to the launch pad, and Discovery would be like, I don't feel like launching this month, so it wouldn't go
Yeah,
forever.
Discovery was a pad queen.
Oh yeah.
So-
We
Yeah.
also asked a lot
absolutely.
of her for every
I've been
return
thinking about
flight.
that. I like
and
that.
pad queen throughout her entire career
Oh, yeah.
as well.
Discovery would
She was
just-
just like 3, 2, no, not today, no, no,
Right.
no. So,
Atlantis, first time, like put it out in the pad. You knew you were going to space if you were on Atlantis.
Again, if you don't ask much of Atlantis, then yeah, okay, cool, it can perform. I don't ask like Melanie to do like weird astrophysics. What was the word I learned today? The
Astrometry?
Yeah, astrometry.
Astrometry and
Okay,
geodesy?
because you know she's 5.
Sure.
Yeah,
So-
he's not listening.
I know that's the best part.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Or he just doesn't know how old she is.
I
which is
know,
also probably
even
true,
better.
So it's okay.
Either way, again, I don't ask that child to do much, and so she excels at everything I ask her to
I want
do.
that too. I want that shirt too.
Yeah.
Make it happen, Smokey.
Actually, yeah, that is a great idea for a shirt. I'm a pad queen with a picture of Discovery on it. That is.
Yeah.
I want it.
Wait, would Discovery be wearing a tiara
What
like
I want
around
is
the
it to be a
ET?
picture of Atlantis, but still says Discovery, and just to piss off everybody. or no, when they do the make it so Harry, and it's a picture of Ian McKellen.
I was just trying to figure out how to
Use
yeah,
the force.
oh, yeah.
And then it's a picture of Patrick Stewart.
Yes.
And at the
No,
bottom
here's what
it says
you have.
So it has to look like Endeavor. Say
No, it has to look like
Atlantis on it,
Columbia.
but it has to like say
No,
I'm
Columbia?
a pad queen.
Yeah, Columbia.
That's like the
Columbia had
time
the extra. Yeah.
We went on Hyperspace Mountain at Disneyland, and we
Yes.
did the Star Trek,
Yeah.
Live Long and
Oh my
Prosper, and the
God.
photo part of it. That was pretty good. So,
We need to do Disneyland sometime.
well,
That'd be fun. One
Endeavor
day.
is my favorite.
Endeavor. Yeah.
So
You meant
because
Atlantis.
to me, Endeavor.
All I hear you
truly-
saying is Atlantis.
Hey, do we still have that phone number active?
Yeah, we do.
Is it still active with that on it?
Hey, tell us why you love Endeavor.
Endeavor is my favorite shuttle because to me it truly embodies the spirit of exploration because it rose from the ashes of Challenger in order to continue the exploration of space. To me, there's a very emotional aspect involved in Endeavor because Challenger happened and they said, all right, what are we going to do? Rockwell said that we'll build 2 for the price of 1, but NASA had them pull in spares from Atlantis and Discovery and build a new shuttle for it out there.
who
So
would you
to
say-
me, Endeavor is my favorite because it truly represents the spirit of space exploration the best.
And
because
who
it
would you
basically
say-
said there was a problem, but we're still going to do it. We're still going. So that's why Endeavor is my favorite.
And who would you say is your favorite astronaut that ever rode on Endeavor?
Me?
Yeah.
Story Musgrave, absolutely. he is like a god to me. So, yeah. I got to hear him talk at Griffith. He came up we did a celebration for the 25th anniversary of Hubble up at Griffith in 2015. He was one of our speakers, and I was like, I'm not going to be on the clock from this time to this time because I'm going to go watch him talk. And it was probably one of the best talks I've ever seen. So, and he was a really cool guy. Got to hang with him for a little bit in our back of house area at Griffith. He was very amusing. So, yeah.
Dada, I assume your favorite shuttle is also Endeavour?
Columbia.
It's Columbia.
Yeah.
Why is Columbia your favorite orbiter?
The original.
Because it's the original. Ben, do you have that phone number working?
Is that the...
All right, my mic is up.
I feel like I got to put this back in.
Thank you for calling Space Vidcast, making space commonplace. If you know your party's extension, you may dial it at any time. For a company directory, press 9. Or if you're a call-in guest, please enter your code now. For information on Space Vidcast Epic subscriptions, including new sales, information on the program, and cancellations, press 2. If you'd like to advertise on Space Vidcast during one of our live shows, space pods, or launch events, press 3. If you have a space-related event you would like covered by Space Vidcast Production Services, press 4. To find out what your favorite orbiter is, press 5. For general questions...
Oh, does it not work?
I'm sorry. That extension is not recognized.
Oh!
So close! Plus, I forgot we had Tronson do that.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was you for a hot minute.
Oh, no.
Like, I knew it was Tronson as soon as I heard it, but I thought you were the one who did that.
I know, LOL, Space Vidcast. So back in the day, you would hit... This was the best part. What used to happen... Again, I've dialed this number in like 5 years.
I know, I'm surprised it's still working.
Probably the first time anyone's dialed this number in 5 years. What used to happen is you press 5, and Scott Tronson would go, your favorite orbiter is Atlantis, and then hang up on you.
And that was it.
That was it. That was the whole thing.
Nice.
It was amazing.
So the real reason why I like Atlantis is because everyone will always pick, you'll always pick...
Anything other than Atlantis.
Yeah, basically, you always pick, God, what the hell? No.
Discovery?
No, Columbia.
Columbia or Discovery.
Yeah.
Like, and then a few people are like, oh, Endeavour because it's the newest, but no one ever picked Atlantis. No one ever picked Atlantis. No one ever picked Atlantis.
Ever.
And I'm like, you know what? I've decided we're back at Atlantis on this show. I'm going to find a way to make this happen.
So, by the way.
And I didn't tell anyone that was the reason for like years.
Years. We had to sit here and justify Atlantis.
Oh, yeah. And
to so many people.
Oh, yeah. And I was hardcore about it. It was great.
Previous to that, though, what was your favorite orbiter?
They were all the same. I didn't really have one.
No.
Wow.
That's my line. You can tell he's lying
not
because
true.
he starts to smile.
You
saw a shuttle, though, didn't you?
Yeah, I actually saw Atlantis. And the real answer is who everyone's favorite orbiter was almost always, if they had an opportunity to see one, the first one they saw.
Yeah.
Or the last one they saw. The first is almost always. I did see Atlantis fly. Also, I always liked the name Atlantis. I just always thought that was kind of cool. It was, I thought, one of the cooler names for an orbiter.
Wasn't it named by kids, I think?
I
think it was. It was the only one named by the public besides Enterprise. So.
Yeah, and what a way for the Star Trek community to screw up naming of an orbiter.
It was going to be the Constitution.
It was going to be
Constitution's lame.
Right, Constitution is lame.
And I think the C's have a bad luck because of
Constitution is lame, but they should have let it remain Constitution and then had a different orbiter named Enterprise, so that it would have actually been a flight-worthy orbiter that actually went to space. But because they were so aggressive and too soon on it, they named the thing that never went to space.
But it was the first, and so I think that kind of like at least got a lot of the public excited because they're like, oh, it's like Star Trek, or sorry, Star Wars. No, yeah, Star Trek.
Oh my Lord, that just happened.
That's allowed.
I'm gonna throw up. I'm throwing.
I want to see what's gonna happen.
Both of you. That is perfectly allowed. If you had to pick your favorite sci-fi franchise, what would it be? And you're allowed to say all of them.
I'm like scared. No, I'm not scared. No, I'm gonna say whatever I want. But I should say something really random, be like Sharknado.
Sure.
Lisa
I say Sharknado.
Lisa likes Stargate.
Stargate?
Yeah.
Stargate was really good.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the Twilight Zone. That was one of my favorites. I know that's totally not space related, but some of the episodes were. But the Twilight Zone is actually one of my very favorite ultimate series of anything that's science fiction, because I have every single episode recorded on VHS back home.
Nice.
The old black and white with the old commercials.
Yes.
Can you still play it?
Yes, I
with
do
the
have a
old
VHS
commercials.
player.
That's
oh my
amazing.
God.
Yeah.
You know that the
And a converter,
glue on a
too.
VHS tape degrades over time. You're going to want to get those off
We're
of
converting
VHS.
it right now. I have a converter. But yeah,
Do you
I just
watch
think
Black
it's so
Mirror?
cool. I do. I started watching it. And there's an Amazon show, what was it called?
Altered Carbon?
No, something
That's the
else.
Netflix one.
Oh, okay.
It's like Black Mirror, though. I just forgot that.
Yeah.
It was something weird. But I was watching it recently and was like, whoa. I'm going to try and look it up.
See, yeah, there's two series that came out right around the same time, and one was Amazon and one was Netflix, and I keep getting them confused, and we haven't watched either one of them yet.
Oh, my gosh.
Is the Amazon one the Philip K. Dick one?
The Amazon one is the Philip K. Dick one, I believe.
Gotcha.
I believe.
Electric Dreams. Yeah, Philip K. Dick. Yeah. Electric Dreams. It's so crazy.
We're too busy watching the new Lethal Weapon to get into. It's like,
many things
it's
I
not
haven't seen.
good TV, but it's
Okay.
definitely mindless
But
TV that's fun.
You know what I realized?
They'll shoot a car and somehow it will explode and flip in the air.
Nice.
And you're like, it's exactly what you want them to do, but it's not realistic
So Michael
at all.
Bay's moved on to television.
Yeah, but it's fun because
no, it doesn't
they
flip
shoot
into
a
the
car
air and
it
then kill a building too. Like it just flips up into the air and explodes. Let's be honest, it's not exactly Michael Bay. But the one thing that Lethal Weapon is doing and is doing correctly is the progression of the overall story.
Yeah.
This was the big debate that we had about Star Trek Discovery. It felt like every single week there was a brand new big bad, and we defeated it just fine. And the overall story was huge milestone, huge milestone, huge milestone. Oh, we're done.
It feels like we've gone through 3 seasons of Star Trek Discovery already, and we're only at the end of season 1.
It's kind of like our
So
marriage.
much Star Trek.
5 minutes of one episode and I just couldn't.
You know, it's not.
The acting was terrible.
I don't have a TV.
I haven't seen it. I don't
That's
either.
probably for the
So-
best in general,
Yeah.
honestly. It's okay. You're not
They're
missing a whole lot.
computers.
I didn't feel like Star Trek Discovery was bad sci-fi. It's just bad Star Trek.
I haven't seen it. I can watch that.
Yeah, you
many
talked
things
about
to
how
watch.
the mood is incorrect.
Destructor 1701 says
Right.
altered carbon is bad.
I've heard either people love Altered Carbon or they hate Altered
Interesting.
Carbon and nothing in between.
Yeah.
All right.
We
Space
haven't-
Kyle really likes Star Trek Discovery.
Nice.
You know,
Sci-fi reviews.
Star Trek Discovery is good sci-fi. It really is. It's really good. It is good dark sci-fi, but it is not good Star Trek. I love Babylon 5 from my memory, but I can never go back and watch it. And I try. Yeah.
Marty the Martian says Stargate was the funniest sci-fi show, better than Orville. Yeah,
You know,
if
I would agree with that. That's actually kind of insightful.
yeah. Well, because you're only laughing at eyebrow actor. What's his face?
Daniel something
it's
Shanks.
Michael Shanks.
Michael Shanks.
Daniel's something.
He's an eyebrow actor. It's terrible.
Eyebrow actor.
Everything he does is sort of like.
Yeah,
That's
that's,
how it was.
exactly it. Yeah.
I probably like it because that's how Twilight Zone was. It's just
Oh man.
I guess I'm
those
the only
episodes.
person here who my favorite is the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series.
It's not bad. It's not
the
my
books,
favorite.
the radio show, and the old BBC show, I really like them. So
Actually, I did like Stargate. It was fun because it didn't take itself too seriously. It
Right.
knew what it was.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really important part of sci-fi is knowing what you are. And I think that's my gripe with Star Trek Discovery is it doesn't know what it is.
Right.
And so the writing is great. I disagree with the acting. I think the acting is actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
The acting is good. The problem is the writing is really good, except that I don't care about any of the characters that they want me to care about.
No, yeah, I care about all the characters that
That they
think
don't
they're
want me to
throwaway
care about. Yeah,
characters.
like Tilly is fun.
Tilly's amazing.
Yep, I like Tilly. The Doctor.
Doctor, no spoilers. Yes.
Yeah, the Doctor, no spoilers. Yep, exactly. You saw me catch myself.
Yes,
I was like,
That happened with the
thing, with the thing and the stuff.
and the other
Yep.
stuff. Yep.
I love Galaxy Quest. That was a great. But
Yeah.
I want the Orville to be Galaxy Quest as a television series.
Yeah.
That's what I want it to be. And they went too far into dick jokes, and I just needed them to pull it back into
I think they started to pull it back.
They
though.
did. I think they've
I
did a
feel like
lot
they
better.
did.
And I don't have an issue with blending comedy with my sci-fi. I think when it's done right, it can be really, really good. It's just I don't think they executed quite right in the beginning. But yeah, I actually am enjoying the Orville.
Jared, great answer, but did you like the radio books, towel, TV, or movie?
Yes, I have listened to some of the radio series and seen some of the original BBC series where they were doing the hand-drawn cell animation for the Hitchhiker guide, the guide entries, and I love it. I also like the movie too, even though people were like, I don't particularly care for the movie, but I like it because Douglas Adams, who wrote the books, did the screenplay for the movie, and every incarnation of it that Douglas Adams worked on, he kind of changed stuff up a little bit. So it wasn't like completely unusual that the movie was a little bit different from the books, because the radio series is a little different from the books. The TV series is a little different from the books. It kind of. I think Douglas Adams was really aware of what he needed to change, and to do that, to enable his story to be told through that. So.
What does everyone think of The Expanse?
I haven't watched it.
I don't think have I seen it.
Tickle Stuff likes it.
I stopped watching it. I haven't. I'm not past season 2.
But see, I think that's my fault. I think I discouraged you from that because I couldn't get into it. And we typically either watch things together or don't watch them.
Yeah, that's true.
We have this tendency that it's such a rare occasion when he's watching something that I'm not also watching with him.
Yeah.
And vice versa. When he's out of town, I just don't watch TV.
But when I'm out of town and I'm bored silly at night and there's nothing else to do,
but
sometimes
you turn on old Star Trek. Then.
Right now I'm on old Star Trek, but sometimes I'll jump into sci-fi that you're just not interested in.
Yeah.
The Expanse is one of those things that I used to jump into, but we hit season 2 and I couldn't anymore. I just noped out of it. You know what was another fun one was Warehouse 13.
That was fun.
I need to write all these down, man. I haven't watched TV in so long. This is all like on
Yeah,
Netflix
but like
and stuff
Warehouse
now,
13, you don't really have to catch up. I mean, like it's not.
No.
It was cute, but like, there's nothing like you have to go back for that. I don't think.
Star Trek, I definitely want to rewatch all of it. That'll be like
the Battlestar Galactica reboot.
I love the rebooted Battlestar Galactica. I thought that was dark sci-fi done really well. Yeah. And there were moments that the writers gave us. I can spoilers now, right? Because it's long enough.
There's some that they made you work for.
Yeah. The one that they like. Probably my favorite all-time moment in sci-fi, and I can never go back and rewatch it because it won't be the same. Is when they did the.
I can though because I never watched it the first time.
When they did the FTL out of atmosphere. And the thing is, they made us work for that moment, right? Like we're trudging along.
They did / there was a writer's strike right around that time.
What?
So like a lot of stuff kind of got put in the back burner. So I don't think anything really got written
I love how you're whispering.
during that time. So then when the writer's strike like lifted, then it was like, oh yeah, we can write stuff. This is cool again. Like I don't know if they had junior writers for an entire effing season.
It was hard.
Like
but
what happened there?
We had to work for that moment.
But sincerely, that was right around that time as well.
That may have been it because it was like, oh, just get on with it. Oh, just get on with it.
Yeah.
Oh, just get on with it. Get on with it. Get on with it. And then they were like, you know what? We're gonna get on with it. And they were just like, bam! And they're just like. All at once, and you're just like in that moment, you're because we would have friends over watching it, when it was on television. We're all like, yes, but it was in that moment. When if I were to go back and watch it now, it wouldn't be the same.
Right.
So I can never go back and watch that because it will ruin it for me. Much like Babylon 5.
Ben is talking about Battlestar Galactica. So then this question also came up. Man of Sen, has anybody seen Westworld?
Oh, Westworld's not bad. It's like
I've been wanting to watch it too.
it's like
See, I really like that.
it's good, but it's like
Bad.
it's not bad.
Freaking awesome, dude.
No, it's
Making people all the time right in front of your face.
no.
That was a little hard for me at the beginning. But
It is HBO, so there's that.
It took. I have a problem with characters again.
See, I didn't because I did it first until, and again, no spoilers. There were items that were dropped that I was not picking up on until they were like, "Hey, did you notice that Jared hasn't had a mohawk for 2 weeks?" And I was like, "No, but I do now." And yes, I knew something was wrong with that. Like, I feel like I could
hang
go
on.
back and watch Westworld a second time and not feel like, oh yeah, I know this part. Oh yeah, I've seen this part. Okay, I know this part. I feel like if I go back the second time, it's gonna go, oh, that's where that was. Then that's when and then it came off, and then that's why, and now I understand. Like,
With the
I feel
exception
like,
of about 2 moments.
no,
I
feel
disagree.
Like
there were 2 main moments where they got me. They legitimately, I'm like,
But that's what I'm saying.
But there was a bunch of other stuff that was just like, maybe they were gimmies, but it was just like, called it, called it, called it.
But I think they were baiting you. I think they wanted you to think that you knew what was going on, and then when they finally told you some of the things that were actually going on, you were so busy over here with these red herrings of like, well, I knew that was happening. Okay, that was really cool. And then you finally get back to it, and you're like, I didn't even see this. I didn't even see a door there.
Right. So that doesn't look like anything to me.
Thank you. For anyone who's seen it.
I'll buy into that a bit, especially the last moment. Like there were some of those very ending moments where I thought we had wrapped, but we hadn't wrapped.
Right.
And then they're just like, oh, by the way, cocoon, let me alter your reality. And you go, oh, people are not what I...
This is not a thing, and that's not a thing, and this is a thing, and I didn't even know that could be a thing, and it is a thing.
Good is bad, and bad is good, and good is good, and bad is good, and I don't know who's what anymore. Yeah, so that was a really great...
Are we the baddies?
Yeah, like...
Some of us are, and some of us aren't, but some of us are, but don't realize that we are, and others are, but that we're actually not. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to watch this now. So confused.
Here, it's another one of those where you do have to trudge through it a little bit, and I guess that's my gripe with it.
I don't think it's too... That's the beauty of it. I think talking about it, it does sound like it's confusing, but I think when you watch it, it doesn't feel that way. It does feel like, okay, I feel like I kind of figured that out, and you're like, oh, I'm pretty smart. I
And this is
did
all
actually
Westworld
figure
we're
this
talking
out.
about, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But then you
They
get
do
to
have
other...
when you can go back and watch.
They have 2 really great, oh shit, they got me moments.
Okay.
That like you just, unless you read spoilers,
Oh my gosh.
you will not get. So when you're watching it in real time with the rest of the world, there are no spoilers.
Right.
And so you don't know what's going on. And those were kind of, those 2 moments were quite good. But we did have to work to get there. And
I think if you were to binge Westworld, you'd have to end with a cigarette and a brownie.
He says, I think if you binge Westworld, you have to end it with a cigarette and a brownie. Like a special brownie or just a regular brownie?
All brownies are just so good.
Because I mean, this is California.
It is.
You have to specify that. So.
All right, what's the next one?
I don't know. Actually, I was fighting with you so much. I'm so sorry.
What about Blade Runner?
Haven't actually. Firefly.
No spoilers because I haven't.
There was a lot about
seen.
Firefly. Yeah.
Because I love both of the Blade Runner movies.
I haven't.
I
seen
was like,
Blade
at the
Runner
sequel, I was like, oh great, here we go. Hollywood's just making another sequel to make a sequel. But no, it was like.
Never got into either one of them. But I never really tried either.
I also never saw the original Tron.
I saw parts of it as a kid. I couldn't get into it.
I think as an adult, I understand Tron a little bit better.
Husband did all the VFX for that, and he did it like all by hand.
The original
Wow.
then?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think-
It had like a physical table, and since there were no like viewports to reference the VFX on, he had to just like do math in his head, and I was like,
That's crazy.
built footage crazy.
Wow.
Firefly was one where I did not watch it when it was on the air because I was like, that looks like the dumbest sci-fi I've ever seen.
Because they
ever.
marketed it. It's so
They
terrible.
did, and then someone told me, someone who I respect with sci-fi reviews was
Yeah.
like, no, you are wrong. You need to watch it, and you need to watch 3 episodes. You're not allowed to judge it until 3 in. I'm like, all right. And so I did, and after the 3rd one, I'm like, this is the best sci-fi ever! And
and
it's
that's our
up there.
general
I
rule
feel-
of thumb now for anything new that we watch.
3, you gotta
You've
watch
got to
3.
get through 3 episodes. If you can't get through 3 episodes,
You can
I was
dump
gonna
it.
say,
then you can dump it.
I went through about half of the Firefly, and I was just like, I don't really care for this.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah. I appreciate it for what it is, but it's just not my cup of tea.
It's space cowboys,
Yeah.
kinda. Yeah.
So.
Sci-fi reviews of tomorrow. That'd be kind of fun.
That'd be neat.
I gotta do a lot of watching before the next episode. I don't know what any of these things are. I mean, I know what all these shows
it'd be
you can
like
talk about.
it'd be like on our morning
I
show
don't
where they
see why
make a
not.
millennial watch an old school movie.
Oh my
We could
goodness,
do the same thing to
yes.
you. Be like, all right, your homework is to watch Firefly.
Oh
Come
my
back and give us a
gosh.
report when. Yeah, that'd
Yes.
be amazing. Yep.
That would be so much fun. That would actually be really cool. I'd be like, where's the phone?
So-
Where's the iPhone? How come they're taking selfies with like a camcorder? With like a Fiji film. What's happening?
Oh, that's so good.
Stranger Things. Someone mentioned Stranger Things. I know that.
Yeah.
Seen that. Oh, right. I forgot to put, you could
Oh, it's
do that
fine.
thing.
You're totally fine.
All right, I'm toast.
We're done.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm toast. I
Yeah,
can't
the
do anymore.
emojis.
I'm sorry, Jared.
I have to go do a talk about James Webb tonight too. So.
Oh. You have to do more talking.
Like the telescope or the person?
The telescope. So.
Person in the telescope.
Which involves me to explain who the person is. So 'cause a lot of people don't know who James Webb is. So.
That's so
But he was really important.
That's why we named telescope after him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get some wellness formula. If you drive by Whole Foods, they sell it. You'll literally
I'll
take
try.
3 of them, you'll feel so much better. I swear. Like you'll be cured.
Placebo effect.
Actually, I wanted this one. There you go.
It's not placebo effect.
Placebo effect.
It's not. It does
Farscape?
so many trial and errors on things.
Farscape?
Oh yeah, Farscape. Farscape was good once he moved to the black shirts.
Okay.
Which took him a while. It was like a year in.
Well, and there was like, then there were episodes where it was like black shirt, white shirt, black shirt, white shirt, black shirt,
Because
white
I don't
shirt,
think
like-
they aired them in order, or there was something,
Something like
about like
that.
they moved between something. So yeah, but really only when he's in the only in the black shirts. Pilot.
Someone wrote hippie health foods, ew. Hey, if it works,
There you go.
that's funny.
Elon's new toaster, yay or nay?
Yay.
Oh yay.
Yeah.
Obviously
We were
yay.
literally just talking about it.
Right?
Yeah, definitely yay.
What the hell?
Goes in my humidifier.
Got shocked by this thing twice.
Stop
is that what
moving.
you were-
My cup.
Do I need to bring a
Talking
humidifier in here? That should.
I'll bring my Darth Vader humidifier.
You have a Darth-
There we go.
I'll legit bring it.
I feel like we need to buy like 10 of them and just have 10 Darth Vader humidifiers. Just
That
all
would be so good.
Yeah.
Can we light
What's
them up
happening
too?
with the plants? Can we eat them?
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
please
you can
do,
eat the
as a matter of
plants.
fact. Because
Can I go eat one right now?
Yeah,
let's see what
actually, we
happens.
need to call the lettuce constantly, apparently.
Whoa,
Ooh, no dying.
sorry.
That was
technology.
super scary pants.
I thought it was in my pocket. I'm sorry.
I mean, it was
Is it
close to-
okay? It's not broken, is it?
No, you're fine.
It's fine. It works. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We've done far worse.
Oh, goodness,
Yay.
yes.
You can eat the lettuce. The other things are still good.
Samantha?
Yeah, Samantha is a
What's with the
strawberry. I have
names?
20, Ben.
We had
Planting
it,
plant face?
Oh.
yeah.
There's 20.
Like Bodie
buds
McBoat
over
face.
there.
What are they though?
Flash flowers.
So when we planted those, we didn't know what they were. We just randomly put the pods into the thing, and so then it was a contest to see who would grow first, essentially.
Okay.
So Samantha is a strawberry, obviously, because
Obviously,
it's a strawberry plant.
duh.
It's kind of bitter.
Is it?
This
Is
one,
the
yeah.
lettuce?
Oh no,
The
Yeah.
lettuce? I know it is bitter, right? Because I tasted it.
I don't know,
It has,
Ben.
like, a
That's
weird-
because Ben watered it.
Tomorrow morning.
It has a weird bitter
Yeah, like
a
the
good one.
ends of it was like deep fried. It was like
But
all
more important,
crunchy.
how that would be the ticker. The ticker on the bottom. The banner on the bottom. How wrong is Ben today?
It tastes dirt now.
What, on the lettuce?
Yeah. I know.
That doesn't make sense.
Why don't you
Is
try
that
it?
one of, like,
Tastes
the
like
top
dirt.
pieces?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's by collecting dust from the room.
Oh, it might be. Oh, there's like an MDF later.
I mean, yeah, probably.
Oh,
There you
yeah.
go.
So
Start compulsing.
this entire set is, yeah, you might. This entire set is made out of MDF, and there is footage of Dutta, working a saw, cutting all of this stuff, and then there's just like this death cloud of MDF that absorbs the room for an extended amount of time. But I'm not convinced that death cloud has actually fully dissipated yet, which is why I will not allow any fire for tomorrow's science, because the moment you light a match in here, the air itself will catch fire from the MDF particulate, because we're actually breathing wood right now. You just don't know it.
On that note,
Yeah.
that's
No,
crazy.
I don't even think like rinsing the lettuce.
The lettuce would do
make a difference,
anything.
though, because
No.
the flavor is like in the lettuce. Because I tasted the lettuce too, and I was like, this does not taste like
Yeah, because I bit the part that like attached to the stem,
Yeah.
Because I figured that would be like the part that actually was the most freshest, that wasn't actually
Yeah,
really
but it's
absorbing
like,
anything. But
It has a weird bitter taste.
it was weird. Yeah, I was like, maybe it's supposed to be like this. Needs salad dressing.
There you go.
That's why everyone uses salad dressing anyway.
Tomorrow morning. I do like tomorrow morning.
I don't know. It just feels like this is your brain on drugs. This is your morning on tomorrow.
When I'm fired from SpaceX, it's not a question of if, but when.
Wow.
Hey man, I'm only one button press away. MDF equals regular. Only one button press away from being fired at any moment in time. Not intentionally, mind you. It'll be me screwing something up, like replicating the booster twice on this. Mumble, mumble. Which did not happen. You can check the archive. It's obviously not in the archive. All right, we done?
Cool.
We off the air?
Sure.
Press the buttons.